Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Tetrarch in the 3-minute pool on ICC. So, still in the 3-minute category because, as I mentioned in my last video, I wasn't too happy with my handling. I'll play Queen C2, this is the line I've been just playing around with lately. But I wasn't happy with my handling with some of my recent 3-minute videos, so hence why I'm doing this. Knight e5 is not a good move, but I kind of played it reflexively. I shouldn't have done that. I've actually faced knight e5 in an over-the-board game before, so I shouldn't say that it's not a good move. It's just probably not the best move in that position. Let's play knight c3, and then I'll probably fianchetto my kingside bishop, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, g3. I tend to think a better move would have been knight bd2 on move number 6 instead of knight e5. Ooh, did I have knight takes c6, by the way? I might have had that as an idea. This is a trappy move. Maybe his idea is knight b4. Okay, let's play bishop d2 to x-ray the queen. Yeah, I might have had knight takes c6 a move or two ago, because if b takes c6, then queen takes d3. Okay, so I have various discoveries on their queen, but just like a Scandinavian, I don't know that any of these are working out. Queen takes e5 doesn't bother me, take, and he loses an exchange. He has knight c5 in this position, but I was thinking I would just play queen e3, but maybe knight b3 then. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Huh. Yeah, I think knight c5 would have been strong on the previous move. So what now? e4? e4, queen takes e5, d takes. That's no good for them because I can take on f6. Yeah, I think e4 is fine to play. Queen takes e5, d takes e5, rook takes d3, e takes f6, and then both of their bishops are hanging. So I would win a piece, if I'm not mistaken. Bishop f5 was sloppy. This game has been slightly sloppy so far. Interesting at the same time. I think their best move is just to go back to e6, bishop e6, and not think about it too much. If they do that, I can't castle because, whoa, what is this? So knight takes e4, queen takes e5 is the plan. Alright, well this could get interesting. Alright, so let's think about our options. I can play knight takes c6, maybe knight takes f7. I'm looking at desperados with the knight in order to get rid of the queen takes e5 threat. At the same time, though, they can do desperados with their knight as well, because that is only fair. Knight takes e4, queen takes e5. That doesn't lead to anything but trouble for me. Knight takes c6 on the other hand. Let's do knight takes c6. I don't see the refutation of this move, and I can't spend much more time than I just spent. If we get under a minute in this messy of a position with this much material remaining, I think that's bad. So both our queens are hanging. Or, sorry, my queen is not hanging, but it very well could be if he moves this knight. And his queen is definitely hanging. By playing a bold move like knight takes c6, I force him to think. Yeah, and he chose a practical response. Let's take this way. So now I'm hitting his queen, and the knight is sort of loose, so he couldn't stray too far. Probably this to defend. Defend d4. Oh, but he can take it with his bishop. What if I castle queenside? Castle queenside, he can support it with c5. Couldn't he? If I castle short, he has bishop takes f2. It's no good. Debating. All right, let's take. Let's go queen e3. Oh, this might blunder. Rook takes e4. Very, very sloppy by me. Yeah, he had rook takes e4 instead. It was even stronger. So he would have won 2 minor pieces for the rook. Now we're going to get like a, I don't know, position where at least I have some counterplay. I'm down a pawn, but yeah, it's going to devolve into some time pressure, more than likely. Let's just penetrate and attack
Time
f7.
warning.
Yeah, there's already a time warning in effect. He has to be careful. The pin on his piece there. Ooh, rook d7 is good, though, if I can play it. Okay, let's just take this. Oh, I want a piece. Let's go here.
Check.
Gotta be really careful, though. I'm threatening mate, or I was threatening mate.
Check.
Alright, I'm gonna go into blitz mode now.
Check. Check. Check.
I'm gonna go into overarching.
Check. Check.
Alright, I got him on time. Yeah, that was pure pre-moves at the end. Yeah, the last half of that game resembled a bullet game more than a blitz game. So you see the effect of the 3-minute pool. And let's take a look. But yeah, there was some sloppy play by me in the opening that he could have punished more than he did, I believe. So this queen c2 move, like I said, I've been experimenting. It's, I'd say it's like somewhere between a main line and a side line. And it's a very respectable move by white, but it's not like a traditional move that white would play here, like e3 or knight c3, or c takes d5. So yeah, there's 2 primary responses here. It's bishop f5 and bishop g4. And against bishop g4, I think knight bd2 is the way to go against this move. Knight e5 is possible, but after bishop e6, I can't bring my queen back to c2 because I would hang the d4 pawn. Is the trouble. So that's why I had to play queen d3, and it gets a bit awkward. Yeah, interestingly here, he's threatening, let's say I were to play g3. He's threatening knight b4, let's say queen d1. And now, what tactical shot does black have to win a pawn? You can pause your recording if you want to figure it out. So black has queen takes d4. Very standard tactical operation. And then if I take back, he has knight c2 check with a family fork. Wins my queen. So knight a6 is tricky. I played a3 to counteract that. Knight c3. I thought queen a5 was very interesting coming up. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I should note this in the analysis. As soon as he plays knight a6, I might have the knight takes c6 move because his b7 pawn is overworked, overloaded. It's trying to defend both c6 and a6. So I wonder if this just straight up wins a pawn. Here it might be riskier because he could even just reply with this, and if I move my knight away, the bishop on c1 hangs. So let me just see what the engine... Yeah, okay, so it's not desirable to take the pawn right away. What about when I get my knight to c3? Yeah, now it becomes possible. Knight takes c6. It's not as huge of an advantage as you would expect. Probably because black has superior development, so something like that is possible. The computer thinks black gets plenty of counterplay. But I am a little annoyed that I didn't see that during the game. Knight takes c6. Yeah, and here I mentioned knight c5 would have been very strong by him because my d-pawn is pinned, and if I go somewhere like queen e3 trying to defend the d-pawn, knight b3 attacks the rook, hits the d-pawn. At minimum, we'll win a pawn for them after I play a rook move and they take. Also, my coordination is just bad in general. Like, say I castle to get out of the knight c2 threat, they could play knight f5, and my queen has to stay somewhere guarding the knight on e5. Not good. Essentially just losing. So knight c5 would have been a big opportunity. They played that one. And then I played this. I guess tactically this is suspect, but again, you don't have a lot of time to think. So there's this queen takes e5 idea I have to be aware of, but here I calculated that if queen takes e5, d takes e5, rook takes d3, Now I take on f6, very important, and I'm attacking both rooks, so white will come out a piece ahead once black deals with one of those threats. So that was not correct. It looks like he found the best move, though. Knight takes e4. It's a nifty idea. Yeah, and his main justification for that is that if knight takes e4, now queen takes e5 is working. Because if d takes e5, rook takes d3, and they've won a clean pawn. And I'm not attacking anything. So, nice tactical flurry in the center. Knight takes c6 doesn't help my position according to the engine, but it did win me some valuable time. He burned about a third of his time on this move, deciding whether to take it or what to do. Because there's other moves too, like moving this knight somewhere to attack my queen. But yeah, it looks like he settled on the correct move, just taking it and then playing his queen back, and looks like the d-pawn is a goner. Yeah, he's attacking this 3 times, and I'm only defending it once, and bishop c3 didn't help at all. I was about to castle queenside, but it just looked pretty depressing to do this. I thought he would play c5 if I did that. It's interesting the computer just wants to castle. Why does that work? Take, and then c5? Okay. And there's still pressure to be exploited down the c file. So instead I took. But here, right after I played queen e3, I realized that instead of bishop takes e4 as he played in the game, rook takes e4 was winning 2 minor pieces for the rook. Because I'm pinned, right? So I must play bishop takes e4, and then he takes on e3, and takes here, and black is just technically winning. Yeah, I mean, I'm down 2 points of material at this point, which translates to a -4 advantage according to the computer. Even if black was like missing their c6 pawn or something, this would be very good for them. So yeah, they missed that, and now, frankly speaking, this was just a race against the clock and me coming back from a worse position. I don't know if this can be seriously analyzed because we had 30 seconds left each. I was just trying to create threats, like activate my pieces and also secure my king. Like you notice, this was not a good move by him, by the way, stepping into the pin. I was just trying to, like king g2, the move I played coming up was just a safe move, trying to make sure there's no back rank trouble. Appears I missed easier stuff, like yeah, f3 I notice now, and the knight cannot move, so this appears to win a piece. Bishop f3, oh he has nifty stuff like knight g5, that's a cool counter attack. Because even though that hangs the queen, if I took it, he would be able to play knight takes f3 check. And after taking my queen, he'll be up a full knight, plus a pawn. So, I mean, these are impossible tactics to fully comprehend with this amount of time on our clock. I mean, we're just both trying to make practical decisions at this point. Yeah, and e5 allowed rook d7, and I win a piece. So, the resulting position here, so I have about 10 seconds left when we get to this position where I'm up a bishop and totally winning, and he's got 17. And we both knew that time was going to decide this game, so we start moving fast. In my opinion, having been in a lot of time scrambles like this and played a lot of bullet, in my opinion, white should not try too hard to win this position on the board. White should instead use the extra piece in order to create annoying threats and check black around a lot, and not worry so much about like proving a win on the board, because you can't in this amount of time. So you'll notice I did a lot of like back and forth moving of my rook.
Check.
My friend Robbie Adamson, who's a FIDE master from Arizona, he goes by Blitz Master on ICC. He calls this shuffling, and he always says, "Bart, you're the shuffle master.
Check.
You just shuffle around. You don't try to beat anyone. You just
Check.
shuffle around." And you know what, Robbie, you're right, because I think it's a good strategy in this short of a time control. I don't really care that I'm up a bishop and a pawn right now. I have 4 seconds left. The only thing I care about is not losing on time. So I don't care that you know, I might not be playing the best moves. The other thing you could do is you can try to anticipate where they're going to move their king and use your rook to cut them off. I didn't do so much of that this one, but like, let's say in this position,
Check.
let's say I give a check and they go here. A good move for me, what did I play, king e5? A good move for me actually might have been king e4. anticipating that he might go here to g4 or take my pawn. Because I would bet that after king e5, I bet he took on h4 or played king g4. I don't know that for a fact. I have honestly no idea what he played, but let's click forward and see. Yep, he did. So that's real common, because when you're playing bullet or blitz and you're this low on time, you're just playing by inertia, and checks are so powerful because they force your opponent to do certain things to respond to the check. So when I play rook e6, like his hand is on his king, his mouse is on his king, and he knows that I might check him again. So he's already ready to make another king move, and that's why a move like rook e4 would be so insidious and probably would have led to me winning some more time at this point. I mean, this is easier to see in retrospect, but I have used that trick many times in the past. It's a very good trick. So again, like here, he has just played king d2. A good move would be rook c6. It's not an obvious move, but that's a great move in short time control situations with very limited time left. So I won on time. All right, so messy game against Tetrarch, but I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I'll be back tomorrow with another Blitz game. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.